Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for May the 9th through to the 16th. And as always, it's going to be general, so please take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. And let's welcome in the archangels now, the ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, our higher selves, and any other animal, ancestral, or dragon guides that you feel resonant with, Sagittarius. Also, just remind you that you're, of course, most welcome to use your own intuition with the images on these cards that come up. Let's see what's going to jump out here for the center for you, Sagittarius. 2 cards. The Moon and 7 of Wands. Okay. You also have the Chariot and the 8 of Swords. I'll grab some more cards here as well. So the Moon. So recently, there's something here that you are feeling that you need to create a boundary for, Sagittarius, just recently. It could be, you know what, we're going to, the Moon is always a little obscure, so I'm going to get some more cards to just see what you are sort of creating a boundary around, or what you're feeling that you need to kind of defend, but more like protect, okay? There could be some something here. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze, pardon me. Okay, we're back. So with your Moon and 7 of Wands here, Sagittarius, I think there's something that you've realised that you've been protecting, something subconscious. Maybe it's a belief or a certain type of habit that you have that you kind of feel is a bit automatic, like it's sort of subconscious, like you do it automatically. And it could be that you're noticing that this is, because it's sort of a bit protected, it's sort of like maybe you're noticing that this is keeping you stuck even. It could be something, a subconscious thing that has kept you stuck, and maybe you've identified that recently. And here at the moment, I think you're looking into it more deeply here. You're doing some hermit time here. You're going within, you're looking at your soul, and you're doing this, you're really having a loving approach towards yourself, a compassionate approach, okay? You are holding compassionate space for yourself at the moment, Sagittarius, which is really lovely. And I think as a means to look at this habit that you have had, so that you can sort of unpack it a bit, okay? Underlying theme is, once again, this sort of idea of curiosity, maybe investigating. You are definitely probably meditating on this subconscious thing that you have going on, that you've identified possibly. And here you are, underlying theme, Spirit saying that, you know, this is about you being curious, getting clear. And Page of Swords is a childlike energy. So it's there's almost a nudge here for you to perhaps reflect on your childhood. And here is the World card. So this is that it's going to, by addressing this subconscious habit that you feel has kept you stuck, over time, as you unpack that and, you know, apply your loving curiosity, your compassionate curiosity towards this, it's going to help you to feel over time more free, more in balance, and perhaps even like more empowered, and probably generally lighter or higher frequency as well, because it's going to kind of lift your energy. And yeah, definitely this hat here is sort of like flying through the air. So it's like it's going to, if you can address this thing over time, it's going to help you to kind of release, I guess, stuck energies in your field, so that you're going to be able to feel more energy and freer. Okay, that's sort of like an underlying theme. There's and here your general direction moving forward is the Chariot and the Eight of Swords. And yes, this is what you're doing here, Sagittarius. You are preparing yourself with the Chariot here to move with your soul work as well, with the Hermit here, looking at your, pondering your soul, doing some deep introspective work, and maybe through some creative work as well, creativity. You're going to be addressing this here, which is the Eight of Swords, and that is that this is the energy of when we perceive, or when you've perceived, Sagittarius, that you are limited or stuck. But it's to do with the way that you are forming the concepts and the ideas and the beliefs in your own mind, okay? Because we can be conditioned into certain beliefs and values, even about ourselves, that don't necessarily originally come from ourselves. They come from someone outside of us. And possibly, okay, in this case. And maybe this is some sort of conditioning here that you are working on releasing, because this is the familiar, possibly. This is a familiar energy, but you're preparing yourself here, Sagittarius, to move into releasing that and stepping into relatively unfamiliar territory with less of this energy. Okay, there's going to be less of this. And that is unfamiliar, okay? But it's also empowering, because the Chariot is like gathering your resources, your supports, your inner resources, your spirit guides, and anything that you feel is going to support you to transition and move beyond these subconscious habits, which could, have connections to some conditioned beliefs that you've been holding on to. Okay, so we have, this is a transformational soul reading energy in these images here for you, Sagittarius, at the moment. Let's grab some more energies here. Okay, creativity, wanted to jump out there, just flipped over my thumb. And yeah, this is something that I think is really going to help to loosen up. Creative flow helps to loosen, I guess, psychic inflexibility, or inflexibility in the psyche. So that's things to do with, if you have long-term habits that you feel stuck in. So you've been sort of, defending that, or you've been keeping yourself in those energies, possibly. The creativity is really going to be helping you to, it's really going to help you to free up that these stuck energies, okay? And here we have creativity with healing. So this is going to be really healing. And I think you are aware that you may well be on a healing journey, Sagittarius, as many of us are, okay? This is, I think, for many of us in third dimension, as we're moving through fourth and fifth, it's all about healing. It's all about releasing old energies, outmoded paradigms, ways of thinking and believing and doing, okay? So, yeah, very healing. This is your outcome here. Creativity and healing. So if any creative modalities feel resonant for you at the moment, Sagittarius, and you're feeling drawn to do those things, this could be confirmation that it could be great things to do for you at this time. And here we have it. Yeah, there's been a burden Okay, you've been this, and sometimes stuck energies, it's almost like a lot of them are subconscious. We're not really aware of them until such times as these days that we're in, when the high frequencies start to come through, and we cannot avoid looking at these heavier energies, okay? And this is just, it's burden and consciousness. So this is in what you may not be aware of, or a challenge, but it's definitely something that you can become more aware of here, Sagittarius, if you're not already. But you probably are if you're watching these types of readings, okay? Your state of consciousness, which is to do with the state of the energy that's flowing between your mind, your mind, body, spirit complex. And also the power of your intent and your mind, your consciousness, can be applied to address this burden here. So it's like we can focus, for example, if we wanted to experience a very burdensome mindset, we could focus on all the things that are not working in our lives and all the things that are, going on in the world that are negative, that are disharmonious, that are violent, and all this sort of thing. We could focus on that, couldn't we? But that would lead us into feeling this overwhelm, burden, okay? I'm not saying you're doing that, Sagittarius. I'm just trying to illustrate a point. But if we, also use this idea that we could focus on, all the good things that are working in our lives and how we can lift our frequency and, the beautiful sunshine, the beautiful things that are in our lives, okay? We could really shift our state of consciousness. It's particularly also if we're focusing inward on our inner light and that type of thing. So how is this relevant? I think it's sort of in here because if you are going through some soul work here, Sagittarius, there are going to be times when this burden energy comes up. But I think it's here also for you to perhaps consider this idea that when those energies come up, they don't define you. They are transitory, okay? And you can state that as such, like, okay, this is an energy that's that is not defining me, okay? It's something that's in your field that you are working on releasing, and using the power of your mind to acknowledge that, almost reconditioning or reprogramming yourself, because I guess historically, if there's been a habit that you wanted to let go of, maybe you've identified with that habit or that behavior, and so you've it's become a part of you, or so you feel that it has defined you, okay? But I think Spirit's saying that your consciousness, it's the choice of your consciousness as to what you decide what defines you, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. That is one of the ways we can look at those cards there. And it's also alerting you to this idea, Sagittarius, that the power of your consciousness can overcome that burden energy, okay? Because you can, with your Chariot here, align with your guides, align with your inner light, with your inner resources. Here with the Hermit, aligning with all of your past lives, the magnificence of your soul, your inner light, how far you've come, all of the talents, skills, gifts and abilities that you have, and also, Sagittarius, your power to give and receive love, which is a very high frequency, okay? And so we can shift that burden energy there, and also through the power of creativity, okay? Let's grab some spirit guidance as well. Okay, so we have some drop here and some flip. So I'm going to take these two. We don't need that many. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just flipping these back around. So the Five of Swords. And this can be that energy, my Spirit's saying, if we have a habit that we are trying to let go of, or something that we've been defending that hasn't been working for us. the Five of Swords is kind of when the ego or when the habit is sort of has us in its grasp. Okay, so when that is in control. But we also have here this energy here, which is the Ace of Cups. And this is unconditional love, compassion, creativity, intuition, your soul energy, sort of flooding in. So, you know, and Spirit has your back at these times. And these are the energies that we're transmuting. Okay, Sagittarius, you're probably transmuting this energy here. That whatever the energy has been stuck in your field, okay. And as a result of doing that, you're going to be Three of Wands, moving into the next phase. It's almost as though you could be embarking on a deep healing and deep cleansing phase in your life. If you haven't already started doing that, maybe there could be something that's calling to you at the moment. Maybe a natural therapy or an energy or some type of healing or therapy that you may be doing, something creative, okay? And maybe this is going to mark a new phase, okay, for you. The Chariot is a big shift energy. That's a big change. And you could be just sort of gathering your energies at the moment, just preparing yourself to move into it. And here I think maybe the Queen of Swords is going to come in to help you as well. This is a beautiful balance of heart and mind, okay? And I think you are going to, Spirit's saying, you're going to be able to make a decision that you need to make that is in alignment with your heart, in alignment with your soul. That's going to be, you know, for your greater good, for your healing. These two cards here are just really great for your outcome here, Sagittarius. And this is the, you know, the Queen of Swords, definitely going to help you with that. If you are needing to make decisions around perhaps starting a healing journey or something like that. Wow, Ace of Swords, yeah, you are going to be getting very clear. This is also about higher consciousness. We did have the consciousness card. This is the Ace of Swords as well, actually, in this deck. So higher consciousness, meditation could definitely be a thing. This is looking like a hands-on healing type of energy card as well. So yeah, that could be something that you're looking to maybe be involved in or receive some of that healing energy. Okay. Really nice. Let's have a look at this one. Death is actually a rebirth. So yeah, this is slow change, which we mentioned the Chariot. So I have a feeling this could be, if you've been thinking about doing something healing, something therapeutic, you know, this would be the start of that. This is confirmation for you to definitely consider moving in that direction, Sagittarius, okay? It's not like you have to start it tomorrow. It's not what we're saying. It's like, you know, just put it in the mix. Here we have the Nine of Wands, exhaustion. So maybe this could be an energy maybe that is prompting you to do some soul work, to do some self-care. I feel like maybe you're taking some time out for self-care at the moment, Sagittarius, okay? And maybe this is due to feeling some exhaustion. Yeah, also that's saying this energy is actually the Nine of Wands in this deck. So you've been working long and hard at something and you're probably very good at what you do. However, you know, it's also important to look after the emotions and the mind, body, spirit. And if you're feeling exhausted, taking that time out for your self-care is just perfect. 10 of Swords, yeah, something could be finishing up, but this is also a beginning, okay? And the Ace of Swords, I have a feeling there's something here big that's coming in to do with your higher consciousness, your higher self, a spirit guide, possibly a whole new healing journey, something to that effect. Let's have a look at, I'll grab you a Lemurian Star Child Oracle as well. But you are, you know, setting yourself free here, Sagittarius, in a nutshell, okay? In a nutshell, that's what you are doing. That's a metaphor in a nutshell, strange saying. Oh, wow, peace beyond survival. This is awesome. Lion beings. So the lion beings of Sirius Syrians could be your guides for you at the moment. But also the animal spirit, you know, the lion. I think there's a lamb there as well. So lambs. Peacemaker through inner peace, resolving ancient splits. Yeah, and this is what you're doing at the moment. You are looking inner, like inner peace. Sorry, I missed that word. Inner peace, yeah. You're doing some inner peace work. And this split that you could be resolving, if you've been experiencing physical exhaustion, maybe this is to do with that, you know, the mind, basically a generational thing that we all kind of experience to some degree is that mind-body split. So maybe you're looking at, you know, healing that mind-body split and bringing the mind-body spirit in together. And here we have literally, on this image, there's a hand over the head representing the mind and one on the abdomen here representing the body. So it's literally could be mind-body split that you are healing. But know that it's not just your energy, it's past life energies, it's generational. And whenever we do any healing, okay, Sagittarius, we do it for ourselves, but we also do it for people around us, and we're doing it for the collective, because ultimately it's going to raise the frequency of the collective. Any healing work we do, okay, any healing energy that we bring is going to be beneficial. So yeah, I think we might wrap it up there, but this is really beautiful reading for you. Definitely this slow rebirthing into a beautiful healing, creativity, activating your creativity, Sagittarius, is going to be great. So yeah, wrap it up there. Look forward to your next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, fantastic week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.